Good evening, Monday, November 20th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Grant Olson is away this evening. I'm Jefferson Robbins. It may be a short week for many of you with the Thanksgiving holiday coming up on Thursday. That doesn't stop the news from happening, trust me. With that in mind, here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. Wenatchee Mayor-elect Mike Poyer admits to a campaign advertising oversight in his quest to succeed Frank Kuntz. The man who brought the issue to light is a former rival from the campaign trail. The Chelan County Fair gets its first ever rodeo queen, a former barrel racing competitor who will represent the rodeo and the Chelan County community. In weather tonight, today's weather was a bit more temperate than what we saw through the weekend, with a similar picture evolving for the rest of the week and the possibility of a sunny day on Thanksgiving Thursday. Dan Kuntz will be along a little bit later for the total weather outlook. Right now, our top story, a home under construction near the summit of Stevens Pass was destroyed in a fire late Saturday. Lake Wenatchee Fire and Rescue says the house was in Yodelin, a small unincorporated community along Highway 2 just east of the ski area. Firefighters were summoned at 9:54 p.m. to find the structure fully involved and beyond rescue. No one was injured. Fire crews were able to protect an adjacent home and prevent the flames from spreading nearby brush. The fire agency says the family home was nearly complete. The loss was estimated at about $700,000. The cause of that fire is under investigation. A Chelan resident is suspected of sexually exploiting two juveniles by offering them fentanyl. 39-year-old Abraham Escalera was arrested Thursday by the Chelan County Sheriff's Office. Police say Escalera demanded sex from two teenage victims, as well as compromising photographs in exchange for providing the drugs over a period of about 2 years. The case has been under investigation since roughly mid-2022. Escalera remains held in the Chelan County Jail on $750,000 bond. Prosecutors have until next week to bring formal charges. Police are seeking counts including child rape, sexual exploitation, and commercial sexual abuse of a minor. Wenatchee Mayor-elect Mike Poyer has admitted to a campaign law violation in his run for office. Mailers sent to Wenatchee voters that featured an endorsement from current Mayor Frank Kuntz did not include a disclosure of who had paid for the materials. That disclosure is required to be placed on campaign advertising in Washington. Former mayoral candidate James McLaughlin, who came in third in the August primary, raised the issue in a complaint to the Washington Public Disclosure Commission on October 30th. In a letter to the PDC on November 9th, Poyer, who takes office at the end of the year, admitted that the sponsor information was left off in error and took responsibility for the mistake. Campaign law violations can be punishable by a fine. The PDC is still reviewing the matter. Well, a species of squirrel that makes its home in Okanogan and Klickitat counties and not many other places in Washington is now officially endangered in the state. The Washington Fish and Wildlife Commission voted Friday to grant what's called an uplisting to the western gray squirrel. That means the tree-dwelling critter moves from threatened status, where it's hovered since 1993, to endangered, meaning it's subject to further state protection. Wildlife biologists estimate there are fewer than 500 western gray squirrels in the entire state. When we come back, a record-breaking number of grants are awarded to teachers throughout the North Central Educational Service District, helping them improve their classroom systems. And women's softball could have a new home in the Wenatchee School District as early as August. I'm Jefferson Robbins, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
In Digital Media Arts program, we learn about video production gear and editing by the combination of class projects and nonprofit work and employment.
It makes things happen. Yeah, it's pretty magical.
We work in the industry at the Wenatchee Road, NCWLIFE channel, and the Town Toyota Center events. Every day we work with industry standard equipment for a hands-on learning experience.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of it in a new Honda. Whether it's taking the gang to the slopes in an available all-wheel drive Pilot, delivering presents in a rugged Passport, or hauling a few toys for yourself in a powerful Ridgeline. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Austin Robinson was crowned the first ever Chelan County Fair and Rodeo Queen at the Chelan County Fairgrounds pageant on November 12th. This pageant serves as the first of what fair organizers hope to be an annual event. Robinson was selected by a panel of judges after successfully completing different steps of the pageant process, such as answering interview questions and demonstrating equestrian skills. As queen, she will serve as ambassador for the fair and the rodeo for the next year. The North Central Education Foundation Board has presented a record-breaking number of grants to teachers around North Central Washington. The 2023 NCEF Teacher Classroom grants will go to 193 different teachers in Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanogan counties, the most in the foundation's history. Teachers in 23 out of 29 school districts included in the North Central ESD region, including some private and charter schools, received grant awards this year. Award categories included cultural awareness, financial education, STEM and STEAM, among other topics. NCEF also awarded 27 collaborative grants for the first time, which included 2 or more teachers in each project. The softball fields at Triangle Park now have an architect. The Wenatchee School Board will hold a special meeting tomorrow to approve a contract for architectural design services with Spokane-based Bernardo Wills Architecture. The meeting will be held in the boardroom of the district office at 5 p.m. and it will be live streamed on the district website and on YouTube. The last update on the softball fields effort came in September when project manager Rob Gross presented the board a timeline. At that meeting, Gross said construction would begin in April, with the project reaching completion by August 2024. When we come back, indigenous people in the Wenatchee Valley long made use of dogbane to create vital crafts. Now there's an effort to teach the use of the plant to a whole new generation. After that, expect your weather outlook with Dan Kuntz and NCWLIFE Sports with the inestimable Eric Granstrom. Stay with us.
At Chelan's premier lifestyle store, Willow, find unique home decor, clothing, jewelry, and more. Come visit for a welcoming and memorable shopping experience.
Deepwater Electronics is your one-stop shop for the latest in TV and sound technology. Whether you build your home theater or let them do it for you, Deepwater Electronics is the clear choice.
The switch is on to T-Mobile. Get the best 5G experience and the customer service you depend on. Only at Chelan Wireless in downtown Chelan.
Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa's trade-in program. You can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa today.
Hi everybody, Dan Kuntz alongside Jesse Coble from Alpine Air. My heat pump there's like steam coming out of it. It's making weird noises. Is this something I need to be concerned about?
No, Dan, that's normal operation. Refrigeration technology steals heat from the outside, transfers it to the inside, and it creates frost on your heat pump. The defrost cycle melts that off, which creates steam and a little bit of noise.
That makes sense. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air for heat and air. Call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
Now, am I looking into this camera, or am I looking, where am I looking?
We're gonna have you just look at it.
The holiday season is coming, and Santa's making his 15-second commercial for NCWLIFE channel. Are you? Ho, 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 ho.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Tribal members and descendants reconnected with cultural roots last Friday as they took part in the annual Indian Hemp field trip, the third such outing hosted by the Indigenous Roots and Reparation Foundation. Indian hemp, also known as dogbane, had previously been eradicated in some areas by settlers due to its effect on their horses. Retired plant specialist Sylvia Peasley worked to locate the culturally significant plants, and IRRF took the field trip participants to the Horan Natural Area to gather them. Peasley and IRRF Treasurer Jordan Lucky spoke to NCWLIFE about the significance of the day and the importance of the plant itself.
We just wanted to offer this opportunity to people to come back and get in touch with their culture and to learn new things from our elders and pass on these traditions and just be on the land and in community with each other. We all gathered together and were able to go out on the land and harvest the hemp, and then we came back here to the museum where we had lunch, and then we had teachers show us how to process the hemp. And we've just been here processing hemp and making twine and learning the cultural significance of Indian hemp and how it was used traditionally and how we can carry on those traditions and use it in our daily lives now.
I think it's important to come down to the land. This is the Piscosa land here, and we work a lot in this area to show our presence for the people. I'm not Piscosa, my grandfather was, but he told stories of when they would camp, when they would come and pick huckleberries and gather and stuff. And I think it's important for us to return back to the lands of our people and show our presence that we are still here. We are still capable of sharing the knowledge that we have had passed down to us. A friend of mine, she's an elder, was a basket weaver, and I was watching her once and she just handed me a bundle and stuff, said, "Here, we're sitting here together today, I'm going to show you." And she started showing me how to make a basket, and so I started making baskets. And I wasn't working with Indian hemp so much till about 5 or 6 years ago. I saw a demonstration at the Wanapum Archaeology Days. An elder was processing hemp and stuff, and I went out to talk to her about her process that she was doing, and it became addictive because then I wanted to run home. I wanted to make my own tools. I'm going to gather all these plants because we'd already been documenting locations in Collector on our iPad of where we find cultural plants in our usual and custom areas of all the 12 tribes that make up the Colville tribe. So we started going out and processing and gathering hemp. And I wanted to learn how to make baskets because you see these pieces in museums and it's almost a lost art of how to collect it, how to process it, how to use it. It was used for bowstrings, dip nets, weaving tule mats, making clothing, basket bags, horse bridles, all kinds of things, and our people used it as a utility fiber for everything.
Dan Coons filling in for Grant Olson for that all-important Thanksgiving forecast. We'll get to your mountain pass travel conditions in just a second, what we can expect. Beautiful view from our PTZ camera. You see that hole right there at Kaler Glen? I three-putted that hole earlier this year. Darn proud of it, too. And right up there, Sasquatch. I kid you not. A lot of people are going to be hitting the roads this week, short week for a lot of folks. Wednesday, the biggest travel day, not too bad. In fact, for the heavily traveled passes, specifically Stevens and I-90, Snoqualmie, you're just going to run into a little bit of rain, and that's about it. There's a weak system coming in, not going to affect us here in the Wenatchee Valley. In fact, our weather is going to be downright boring. But as far as hitting the mountain passes, Wednesday night looks pretty good. A little bit of a rain-snow mix on Stevens is not going to stick. I-90 is going to get nothing but rain and blue. It will be pretty much high and dry. Maybe a little snow on Lookout Pass in the Idaho Panhandle on Thanksgiving Day proper, but no complaints there. Smooth sailing. So our unofficial high today at Pangbourne, 43. That's just about normal for this time of the year. In fact, our high and our low are right around normal. We hit 50 on Sunday. That was an anomaly. Probably not going to get to 50 for the foreseeable future, and just 9 hours and 8 minutes of daylight now, losing about 3 minutes of daylight a day as winter keeps creeping right along. All right, here we go. Highs for tomorrow, pretty much consistent, right around 40 in Moses Lake. Everybody's going to be a couple of degrees cooler tomorrow, and I'll explain why in just a little bit. As you can see, Wenatchee 41, Antioch 42, Cashmere 40, Leavenworth 41, Lake Wenatchee right around 40. Everybody is going to be hanging around with quite a bit of cloud cover tomorrow. Sun's not going to really penetrate and get right down to Mother Earth, which means the temperature is going to be very steady. So for the rest of the day today, again, right around 43. You notice the high clouds moved in. Took a little while to warm up. Pretty much going to be the same thing, except it's going to be a little bit warmer for the overnight low tonight, right around 31 or 32, but it's not going to really warm us up a little bit on Tuesday. Clouds all day, no rain in the forecast, just high overcast clouds, basically what we had today. Going to do it all over again on Tuesday. System comes in Tuesday night. We're under the influence of high pressure, but it's really not going to affect our weather a great deal. We're in the lee of the Cascades, so any kind of moisture, as we mentioned during the past report, will be rain, and it'll be in the mountain passes. Gobble, 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 gobble. Thanksgiving's looking good. Some clouds and some low fog in the morning. It'll burn off. Sunshine Thursday afternoon. It's looking good. Going to be a little chilly overnight low, because we'll have clear skies, and that means our Friday high, as you can see there, about 4 degrees cooler than we're expecting on Thanksgiving, and nothing but gobs of gooey good sunshine for the entire Wenatchee Valley and the entire viewing area. Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, right on into Sunday. Lots of sunshine. Those afternoon highs right around normal, lower 40s, but those overnight lows are going to be a little chilly. Clear skies means no blanket to hold the heat in the overnight hours. All in all, weather is boring. You know, weather people don't like boring weather, but I think most people like boring weather. Very quiet and very benign. All right, one more time. Here's a 7-day forecast as we head on into the holiday. 43 again, our afternoon high today, 27 for the overnight low. Lots of clouds, a little on the cool side, but just about normal. Sun's going to take Tuesday and Wednesday off. It's okay. By Thursday mid-morning, the clouds will be burning off. Nothing but sunshine for Thanksgiving afternoon and a high of 47. And you want sunshine, you got it. With temperatures just about normal for the afternoon highs, but those overnight lows getting down into the lower 20s. At your forecast, Eric Gransham's coming your way with sports. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Hi, I'm Eric Granstrom.
And I'm Brent Rhodes with the NCW Community Toy Drive presented by Les Schwab.
Be sure to join us Saturday, November 25th at Hooked on Toys for our Toy Drive kickoff.
I'll be there broadcasting live on Country 104.7 KKRV starting at 9.
And we'll be live on NCWLIFE channel from 10 to 11.
Find out more about the organizations that serve children here in North Central Washington.
Help us kick off the Toy Drive this year to make sure everyone has a Merry Christmas.
See you Saturday at Hooked on Toys.
And Happy Holidays. I have no idea what I'm doing. That's why we need you. We need people to run cameras so I can get back down on the broadcast and talk about what's going on. We pay $75 per event. If it's sports, if it's a parade, if it's Apple Blossom, if it's a Super Oval, $75. If that sounds like some extra good money for you, we'd love you to be part of our team. All you have to do is email me, sports@ncwlife.com. sports@ncwlife.com. In the meantime, I gotta go figure out this camera. For the first time since 1983 and the second time in school history, the Wenatchee Panthers are the state champs in volleyball. Following 2 wins on Friday, Wenatchee beat Lake Stevens Saturday morning to earn a trip to the finals to face North Creek Saturday night. The two teams would trade wins in the first 4 sets, so it all came down to a final set where the Panthers would seal the deal.
And Moran keeping it in. Great return from the middle. that will do it as Riley Jones from the middle winning it for Wenatchee.
While Wenatchee is having their own special moment in front of their crowd as they get the confetti and the trophy and the music.
There's the music we've been waiting for. Cue the queen, cue the confetti, as the Wenatchee Panthers are your 2023 4A state champions.
Wenatchee finished the season 19-1, winning its first championship since the 1983 team achieved it. Congratulations to the Panthers. Well, state football quarterfinals were played over the weekend. Seton Catholic erased a 14-point fourth-quarter deficit to Kashmir, scoring 21 unanswered points, including the game winner with 2:17 remaining in a 42-35 state 1A quarterfinal victory. Bulldog season ends with an 11-1 record. Royal scored 28 points in the first quarter and rolled over for Omak 49-0 to end the Pioneer season. Okanagan had no problem getting past Goldendale Saturday in the Apple Bowl, winning 38-zip. Bulldogs head to the semifinals back in the Apple Bowl this Saturday at 4 o'clock against Northwest Christian. Liberty Bell will also play back-to-back Saturdays in the Apple Bowl after rolling over Welpinit in a state 1B quarterfinal 76-14. Mountain Lions will face Nia Bay Saturday at 1 o'clock in the semis. Elmira Cooley Heartline season came to an end on the road Saturday, falling at Mossy Rock 46-30. Well, the Wenatchee Wild earned some valuable points in Western Hockey League action over the weekend, going 2-1. Wenatchee started 3 games in 3 days in Kennewick Friday night, falling to the Tri-City Americans in overtime 3-2. Wenatchee stayed on the road Saturday in Spokane, winning a high-scoring affair against the Chiefs 8-6 after falling behind 3-1 in the first period. Matthew Savoy led the way with a hat trick for the Wild. Wild returned home Sunday to host Prince Albert and came out on top 3-2, but it took a shootout.
Stanek from Rapid City, Manitoba. Brings it in with a left-handed shot. Settles the puck. Tries to go to the backhand side, and it ran away from him. And Connor Geekie comes up, bottom of the third. Wild trying to win it. Geekie to the right wing. Comes back across left side, and he's a left-handed shooter. Wrist shot. He scores! Wild win! Drive home safely. 9-1 for the Wenatchee Wild at home, and another 2 points in the WHL standings.
Wenatchee won't have much time to rest those weary legs as they'll host Saskatoon tomorrow night at 6 o'clock at the Town Toyota Center. Washington State started the college football weekend off Friday night on a winning note. The Cougars scored just about every way imaginable in the 56-14 win over Colorado. Coach Jake Dickert happy to send his seniors off with such a good win.
You know when you want something for somebody, right, and there's not a piece of it that's selfish. You just want it so bad because you get a chance to see every day and their work ethic, and it's been a long 6 weeks. Right, and these guys have stayed the course, energy at practice to go out there and play like that and honor these seniors and have some of those seniors that have been iconic players here, Brennan and RJ, go out there and make some really, really big plays. I just wanted it so bad for them, and to see the excitement in that locker room is everything because they stayed the course and they kept believing.
Washington slogged through a driving rainstorm to hang on to beat Oregon State 22-20 Saturday in Corvallis. Coach Chelan DeBoer says it was a game of survival between the 5th-rated Dogs and the 11th-rated Beavers.
Knew it would be that type of game. Knew the style of play they wanted to come in with, and obviously the weather was something that both teams had to overcome. Just proud of the way our guys continue to just play, you know, and at the end, shoot ended up being really nice, but. You know, that was a grind, and you know, guys just finding a way to win. So coming through when it matters most, we've done that a few times now.
Central Washington won its first-round game of the NCAA Division II playoffs in an overtime thriller over Western Colorado. Quarterback Kennedy McGill hit Darius Morrison on a 30-yard touchdown in the first overtime to win 16-13. Central will travel to Minnesota this Saturday to play at Bemidji State at 11 a.m. Solo Hines, gotta love that name, scored 4 touchdowns, and Whitworth pulled away from visiting Chapman with 21 straight points in a 42-28 victory in the first round of the NCAA Division III playoffs. Pirates will face Wartburg in Waverly, Iowa, Saturday morning at 10. Eastern Washington finished its season with a loss at home to Northern Arizona Saturday, 49-42. The Seattle Kraken will go for 3 wins in a row in NHL play tonight. Seattle traveled to Vancouver and beat the Canucks Saturday 4-3 thanks to third-period goals by Yanni Gourde and Matty Beniers. Seattle hosts Calgary tonight at 7 o'clock. That game on Root Sports Northwest. Well, for the second time this season, the Rams had a better second half against the Seahawks and came out victorious in NFC West play. Los Angeles outscored Seattle 10-3 in the second half, taking a lead on a field goal in the final minute 31. Geno Smith, who missed a couple series with a bruised triceps on his throwing arm, led the Seahawks into field goal territory, but with 6 seconds left, Jason Myers' 55-yard attempt sailed wide right. Seattle was penalized 12 times, 130 yards in the game. Head coach Pete Carroll says that's just unacceptable.
The penalties that happened were just out of line for us, and we have not been good in that area during the season in general, and today really blew up on us, and it gave them a really good chance to take advantage of it, and they did, and found out that they could get their drive together and get what they needed before the field goal drive, but there was big penalties in that one, and then we did it again in the final drive too. So I'm really disappointed because it feels like we did that to ourselves, and we talk so much about that, and we're trying to make sure that that's not part of our game, and shoot, it was the biggest part of the game, I thought.
Seattle will host San Francisco on Thursday on Thanksgiving Day at 5:20 on NBC after the Niners beat Tampa Bay yesterday 27-14. Houston topped Arizona 21-16. In the NFC West, Niners lead the division by a full game over Seattle. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Have a happy Monday.
Hi, everybody. Dan Coos, host of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Tomorrow on a Tuesday edition, Jefferson Robbins, our news director, had a chance to sit down with Jackie Maycumber, who is the new state representative for a lot of folks in our viewing area. Of course, after redistricting, she represents the 7th district, which is a pretty good swath of Douglas County. Jackie had a chance to come down and introduce herself to her constituents. We'll have that interview that she conducted with Jefferson Robbins, or Jefferson conducted with her. It's pretty entertaining and certainly very informative. And that all-important Thanksgiving week weather forecast. And everything else you need to start your Tuesday. See you tomorrow at 7 a.m. live and local for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website, NCWLIFE.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we would like to hear from you. You can send us an email, news@ncwlife.com, or give us a call, 888-6295. That's 888-NCWL. I'm Jefferson Robbins. Thanks so much for being with us. Have a great night.
Now, am I looking into this camera, or am I looking, where am I looking?
We're gonna have you just look at
The holiday season is coming, and Santa's making his 15-second commercial for NCWLIFE channel. Are you? Ho, 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 ho.